was hired to.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Rob and Matt coming to you for Videocast number 37. That's right. We're back.
We are back. Kind of. Mostly.
Half of us.
Half of us.
A portion of the team is back. You should notice that it's a little bit quieter. The conversation can flow between two people.
Yeah.
We'll
Not
see if
four
it
people
works.
trying to talk over each other.
We will see. Let's see if the two of us can sync together well so that we don't sit and talk back and forth over each other the entire time. Hopefully we got some people out there watching us live. If so, there is a Q&A section that you can click on and join us. And if you do have questions, we will try to get to those and answer them. There's a little box that has 9 squares, I believe. It's been a couple of days since I've done this, so I'm trying to remember. There's a box that has 9 squares. When you click on that, you can go to Q&A, and that will give you the question and answer section. So join us and let us know if you've got questions. But otherwise, we have notes and we have quite a few things that we want to talk to you guys about.
Yeah. First, a few updates about the actual videocast. If you didn't notice, it is just me and Rob. Right now, we're going to do it once a month or so, about mid-month, just so we're not going every week trying to find things to talk about, because not everything in the Munzee world happens immediately. It may on you guys' end, but for us, it takes a while to get things planned out, get things going, and most of the time we just end up talking about nothing for quite a while.
What? That is shocking.
But people don't like that, apparently.
Right.
I love hearing us talk.
Oh yeah, we're fantastic. We could sit around in an office and talk forever, or at lunch today, you know,
or at
those
lunch,
kinds of things. So
also, the majority of the videocast is about Munzee. It is the Munzee Videocast. We have quite a few other things going on, but we want to make it Munzee. I mean, that's what we mostly have to talk about anyway.
That's true.
And so we may occasionally talk about eventsy, whatever else, but I just don't want to keep naming things.
Right, exactly. I was going to say, what's he going to name next?
But we don't want to just overwhelm people who may not play those games as much or who came here to listen about Munzee with things that aren't Munzee. And as always, the blog is the final say. We've been trying to be better about that. Yeah. I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
So if you hear something on here, most likely along with that, we'll say, check the blog shortly. If we don't, check the blog shortly.
Right, exactly.
It'll show up there if it's happening.
Stay tuned there. And if we do talk about any of those other apps, I think, you know, one of the things we talked about is having those people come and actually tell you.
Yeah.
Because the two of us work mostly on Munzee. You know, I get to participate in everything, but the two of us are working on Munzee, and everybody else has sort of a particular piece of Munzee Inc. that they're working on. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get the experts to come and share with us. Yeah. Scott is an expert about technology things. Yeah. So
I don't know about expert, maybe going a little farther sometimes.
Scott is our
VP of technology.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, and co-founder.
Scott. Sorry, Scott. Yeah.
Just for you. You know, Dylan knows a lot more about eventsy than I do.
Absolutely.
And that's how I prefer it.
Yes, it's definitely good.
You know, we've got, like you said, we've got a lot in our hands just with Munzee. And that's what I spend my days doing now. I'm working on Munzee, trying to come up with things for you guys, trying to come up with things for us, not only as a Munzee company, but as Munzee Inc. And it's really hard to dip our hands into everything, as Rob very well knows, and be completely up to date on it all. So if there are new updates on things like that, we'll make sure they're in here to talk about it, but it won't be talking about it for the majority of the podcast.
That is true. And speaking of that, you know, things that you are now doing, let's talk about the MHQ Bash.
MHQ Bash.
Matt Matt was the one behind the scenes running the entire thing. I kept my nose out of it. We're thankful for the people who came here.
Oh, yeah.
That was great and made it a really fun event. But for all of you who didn't get to be here, it was great and it was fun. But Matt was the one running everything. The people who were here had lots of glowing comments to say. And so anyway, from me and the rest of the team, thank you. You did a great job. Appreciate it.
You know, we started talking about it, I say a few months, really. We set the date last year. Like as soon as the other one was over, we set the date for this year. And obviously, you know, we're working on other things. We want to get the game going. And so when we actually sat down and started planning it, Rob kind of said, hey, so who wants to plan this? And I just kind of took it up. Everyone else was busy. You know, Dylan has Evency. Scott's working on making sure everything's running right. So I just kind of took it upon myself and started planning stuff. And Rob was like, okay, have fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of fun. It looked like it ended up really well. Everything I heard was mostly good.
Right.
There's going to be a survey going out. It would have gone out this morning if, again, things happen in the Munzee world. But that'll be going out, and we really want your guys' input back. We want to make next year's even better. You know, what you like, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see changed, even if you did like it this time. But we just didn't have an MHQ bash here.
Yeah. It's true. Our Euro offices, which are scattered about Europe, we have one in Germany and one in England, and they're home based, of course. But those two, Louise and Daniel, both wanted to get together and celebrate as well. So they went to Leeds up in the northern portion of England, and they had, I think it was somewhere in the 60s number of players that
I
actually
heard how many there were there.
Yeah, somewhere in the 60s, mostly, you know, European. So everyone kind of traveled in from various locations, but they had a great time, had a breakfast event, and then walked from there to another park, and they played. So thanks to Louise and Daniel for both going to attend that event, and to all the players that showed up. They had a special badge. So, so they got badges for the events, but also for meeting Louise and for meeting Daniel.
I'm sure everyone's happy about that.
Always.
We don't have dates for you next year yet.
No.
We're not that well planned.
It's true.
It'll come out soon, though. We want to give everyone the chance to... Oh, I left something on that list.
Yeah,
too.
I was just thinking about it now. Yeah.
We want everyone to have the chance to come hang out. One of the big things this year was we tried not to push too many events on you guys.
Right.
Because we wanted you guys to actually go out in Munzee. And so even with the events going on, there's still... People had plenty of Munzees to keep going. The more people here, the better. It was great meeting people we hadn't met before, great seeing people we'd seen before. Dale and Barb did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Which took a load off of my shoulders, not trying to have someone stand there and sell things. You know, next year is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with that for now.
There you go. Absolutely. That's a good way to put it. Second Saturday themed with art worked for us as opposed to overrun with people here for October.
Yeah. So, if you haven't seen the MH Bash painting that was made, check it out on Facebook. It's really awesome. It's actually hanging in our office now. Actually, it's hanging upstairs, so everyone gets to see it, even if they're not worth Munzee.
Yeah.
But we do have another date for you.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do. But speaking of before, on that painting, I actually had it in the background I was on a video cast last night for caching in the Northwest. And so when I was in there, I had it in the background so people could see it, and I showed it off a little bit. So we appreciate everyone who had a hand in making that piece of art. See, there you go. See what I did there?
It's you.
So anyway,
pretty sure you made that joke before.
Right. To the I did last night, to the caching in the Northwest guys. Appreciate you guys having me on there last night to chat about Munzee. But we did talk while we were here at the MHQ Bash. I leaked out some information about a number of things, and I think that's the date that you're talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna about the fact that we are going to celebrate our birthday, our 5th birthday, in a different location this year. Pretty exciting.
Oh yeah.
So our birthday is July. We claim July 1st. It's the month of July, because why not have a month-long celebration? So what we're going to do this year is we're actually going to Denver. We'll be in Denver, Colorado for our birthday celebration. And it's actually going to start probably, not guaranteed yet, but June 30th, and then run through the 4th of July. But we're going to have events. None of it is completely sealed in stone yet, but we're going to have events running at least the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So we'd love for everybody to join us. We're going to put that on our calendar soon. But just want to spread the word now that is going to happen. Yeah.
We don't want to say, oh, this event's happening this day, and 9 months from now, you know, we're changing stuff up on you guys.
Right.
But
instead, we want you to be impressed that we're telling you about something that's going to happen in July.
Yeah.
Because it's October.
It's impressive to us. Yeah. Like, we're impressed by ourselves. It's kind of amazing.
It's true. It's October right now. We're telling you about July. congratulations, pat ourselves on the back. We're good to go. So that was a main thing that one of the things that we talked about.
Yeah.
This past weekend with the
Jeez,
MHQ
it's only been a
Bash.
week.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm still exhausted.
It's because we didn't work Monday because we worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That had to have been it. One of the other things that we talked about then, well, I guess one of the things, we'll just go in order with what you wrote. So we have Munzee 3.0 that we put out, and we turned off the old Munzee 2.x wherever we were. We turned that off for Android and iOS. And in the blog, I wrote up some explanation as to why we had to turn it off, but it was one of those decisions that, yes, it was tough, but it's in the long run better for the company. And there were some core components that we were using that we were either going to get to pay for a whole nother year, or we were going to get to move forward with technology. And so what we've built on is new technology, and so it's pushing us forward. We also are building on a hybrid app so that one person is able to build and push it out to multiple platforms, so the iOS and the Android. So instead of having an Android person and an iPhone person, now we have one that can do the work of those. However, I will tell you, because this is one of those things that's out there, we have multiple avenues of things, multiple games in the Munzee Inc. Family, but we have two specific people that are dedicated to Munzee 3.0, because this is our main focus. This is our big game. So even though you see us working on other things, we have two people that are dedicated to this, and then we have Scott oversees everything, and Scott spends a lot of his time working on mainly Munzee stuff as well. Yeah. So I told quite a few people that at the MHQ Bash, because they were concerned that there are bugs, there are issues, it crashed, things were moving slow, and so hopefully that puts people's minds at ease. We have something in beta right now. Yeah. It's tough for us because we want to continue the game. We want to grow the game. It's Munzee. We are still Munzee Inc. It is Rob's baby. It's all of our babies, There you go. Scott's mainly. Scott's mainly. I adopted it. There you go. There you go. But we listen to you guys. We are working on things. We just can't always respond immediately to wants. Our main thing is to make an app that runs well and functions like it should. That's when afterwards comes, new features, new, player suggestions, and we're definitely not ignoring you. Yeah. We hate that if you guys feel like that way. It's totally not it. We listen to suggestions. We really want suggestions, because the whole point, you're not going to want to play a game that doesn't do what you want to do, and that's what we're trying to do. Right. Nicely, definitely. Yeah. Speaking of, we have questions on here, and I don't want to go to them quite yet, because what we've got going on, there's several good questions in there, but if you have your own question, you can list it. If you see a question that you like, then push the +1 button and run those up the register, or up the list, and those will be the ones that we talk about first. So keep asking those questions, and yes, that time is coming up in just a second. Yep. So let's talk about one of the perks that people received here at the MHQ Bash, and they also had it at the Euro Bash, and that was a personal Munzee. We actually launched the personal Munzee yesterday on October 15th. Yeah. So Matt and I were able to pass them out as prizes during July, during our birthday tour. And so we kind of leaked information about those, and it was really fun. Oh, yeah. I will direct you to the blog because that's the best place for information about the personal Munzees. It tells you that they're available from our authorized resellers. It gives you a link for that. And then it also gives you the link to the actual information about the personal Munzees. But what I'll tell you is that it's basically a social Munzee that you can move from one event or one location to the next, and you receive points for it. It's quite nice. Yeah, isn't it? So right now, the main use of the personal Munzee is as a name tag. Mm-hmm. We passed out name tags in July. We passed out name tags at our bash and at the Euro Bash. And I know that that's the main product that the resellers have in their store right now. There was a very big reception.
Oh, yeah.
Warm welcome to the personal Munzees through our resellers. I heard from several of them. They were very excited because all of you were very excited. If you visit one of their stores and they're sold out, send them a message. Let them know that you are interested in one, and they're going to continue to get those in stock. So watch for them.
We'll see if we can make some magic happen.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, right. So I know that I know a couple of them already have requested more. So that's a good thing. So
do we you want to talk about that now? Or are we going to skip that towards the end?
Yeah, let's hold that. You go for your piece.
All right, my piece. So next week's kind of big. It's been big since 1985.
Hello, McFly.
Hello. So if you don't know, October 21st is Back to the Future 2 Day, as we've kind of named it, or as collectively the world has named it. It's the day that Marty McFly came to save his son.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome. I'm still missing my flying cars and my hoverboards that can kind of go on water. But you can go back in time. Oh, maybe. What? So official announcement is coming soon. But there will be a special icon and badge, and it's quite a long. We're not going just 24 hours because time zones, and it took me forever to figure this out because I was terrible at the math doing it. It was late at night.
Yeah, it's a pain.
But October 21st actually happens for 48 hours across the world, if you include all time zones. So from 7 a.m. on the 20th to 7 a.m. on the 22nd, MHQ time, something's going to be happening. Official word's coming very soon. If not, maybe this afternoon, Monday for sure.
Oh, wow. Very good. That's quick. So October 21st is the day, if you watch Back to the Future, October 21st is the day, 2015 is the day that he goes into the future. So that's the official day for this. But like he said, we're going to back it up and we're going to move it forward. So again, those times are 7 a.m. MHQ time, which we're GMT -6.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. Go ahead and call in so that you're sick those days so that you're ready. It's going to be
curious.
Fun.
It's actually it's going to be 12:01 a.m. in New Zealand to 11:59 p.m. in Travis Island or something like that.
It's past Hawaii.
Yeah, it's about halfway between Australia and Hawaii.
Nice.
And so it's full 24. I actually looked it up. I did some research on this. It's kind of surprising. But I looked it up. It's all 24 hours or all day. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's all day of October 21st. Where does October 21st in the world? Nice. If that makes any sense.
That makes total sense to me. So that's
you may be the only one.
That's okay. It's a little bit before for some places and a little bit after.
Yeah.
Like for us, it's a little before and a little after.
So if in Australia, you actually get a full 24 hours after.
Right.
If you're in that island that I can't remember the name of, it's a full 24 hours before. For everyone else, you got a little bit after and before.
Perfect. It works out well.
It does.
So everybody be ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got, after that happens, we've got a monster on our hands. That's
TJ's not here. You're not supposed to talk bad about him.
That's true. That's true. Never mind.
No. Yeah.
That's good.
So it's Halloween is coming up,
which is celebrated heavily in the U.S.
Yes. Not
the rest of the world is starting to catch up with the coolness that is Halloween.
Yeah. And then there's also Guy Fawkes Day in London on November 5th.
Right.
And so there's a monster going to be roaming around probably, or pieces of a monster.
Oh, that's right. It is pieces.
It is pieces.
See if you can.
And there's actually a meaning behind it. If you can email us and tell me the meaning, I don't know. You may get something. I don't know.
That's interesting.
There is, because we talked about when we first came up with this idea a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was doing some research again. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's very confusing.
And so this year is actually semi-important to something.
Interesting.
And it has to do with our upcoming special.
Interesting. So everybody check that out. That's coming soon and will be after Back to the Future Day.
Yes.
I will tell you that Louise is excited for what's coming up in the month of December. We are getting close to a cutoff date. If any of you are interested in throwing a holiday event, because all artwork has to be started 28 days in advance of holiday events, and because of the number of events, it's possible that we may cut that off completely by November 1st-ish, even if your event's going to be December 15th. So we've got a blog post that is out about everything. She's excited about all of the things that are coming through. She's working on, I saw some notes about the event badges that are going around. She's got the Tiny Tim badge. She has a Christmas cracker badge. She has a full turkey dinner badge. They're all being worked on by Trish right now. And so there's going to be some really cool stuff. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know. Santa Munz, I don't know what to call him,
Munz.
may end up making an appearance of some sort. Maybe more than one Santa Munz, who knows? So get events out there on the calendar and get people to start clicking that they are going, because as you know, Santa is well, he's always watching, and he wants to know if you've been naughty or nice. So if you've been nice, then
good or bad little Munzers.
Right. Yeah. Good or bad little Munzers. That's right. So anyway, check that out. Calendar.munzee.com.
Yeah. And there is a reason for the 28 days.
Oh, there
I mean, the in advanced.
Oh, okay.
And that's because Trish works extremely hard, and with this many events, like every day when I open all the graphic stuff, it's just crazy.
Yes.
She's working on it nonstop. They're great things. And you don't want to rush her and have something that doesn't look like you want it to look like.
It's true. She's been working on Halloween badges, and almost all of those are complete. She's also working on some Thanksgiving badges because the American Thanksgiving holiday is the last Thursday in November.
Mm-hmm.
So her schedule is very full. So if you want to do a holiday party with a special badge for those of you who wear what we call ugly Christmas sweaters, and what does Louise call them? Dodgy jumpers.
Yes, I knew it was jumper something.
Yeah, dodgy jumpers. So how about if we talk about a couple of these questions first, and then we'll go from there. So Gary, guess what? Congrats, you win. You got
7
your question
questions
all the way to the top. Matt?
Any information you can share on the replacement for the beloved MVMs?
Oh, man, the mystery virtual farewell. It is retired during the month of whenever we did that, September.
It's been a while.
I can't even
we
remember.
Can't think.
So do we have any information on the replacement? No, not yet.
No, not quite yet.
It's coming soon. Well, no, I don't know what to say. We've kicked around 2 or 3 ideas, and what we have to do now is we have to narrow down this yellow piece of paper. Oops, that was close. You almost missed it. So we got a few things to narrow down, but it is coming soon. So Gary, thank you very much for that question. Gary from Florida, everyone.
We didn't just get rid of them.
Eagle Dad.
So yeah,
it's true.
Eagle Dad is awesome. Thanks for coming, by the way.
Man.
Good to see you again.
MHQ Bash. Next, we have Murray Moffat, who is a Kiwi, and we appreciate him. He did not come and visit us at MHQ Bash, and
Can't really blame him.
Right, while that was upsetting, we did cry tears over it. We understand. So what's his question?
What a busy couple of weeks you guys have had. Referral codes, new Zodiac series, and now personal Munzees. Wow. Thanks, MHQ, for keeping the game fresh.
Well, look at that. He mentioned 2 things that we did not.
He did.
So let's talk referral codes. We, since we're only doing this once a month, here's a quick idea about the referral codes. You can find yours at munzee.com/referral.
How about that?
And I believe there's a blog link out about it.
Yes, there is.
Imagine that. So check it out. It's a way for you to get new people to join the game. When you do, you actually continue to get points for them continuing to play. Is it retroactive? No, it's not. we'll just give you a big virtual high five and a thank you for bringing players in all the way up until last Friday when we launched this thing.
You just got a screenshot of that high five from Rob.
Perfect. There it was.
But yeah, we want to reward you guys for growing the game. I think the blog post said it's not just about growing the map necessarily, but getting more people out there playing, introducing new people, and a little incentive to help out.
That's true. On the new Zodiac series, it's coming up in a week when the new Zodiac series double point window opens up. I believe it's the 23rd. So what we've done, if you're not familiar with that, is read the blog post. There was a blog post that went out about the new Zodiac series. Yep. The first one is Scorpio. So the only way for you to get the stickers is in the Munz pack, which is at, guess what, munzee.com/Munz pack. It's MUNZPAK.
I like these links. They're so easy.
Right? Aren't they? It's very convenient. You know what we need, though? A website that just has a bunch of links on it. We seriously don't have a place.
You don't click links, though, so it's not going to help you.
I don't click links, but I like to throw them out to people. So thanks, Murray, for talking about that. Zodiac symbols, they're, again, only available through the Munz pack subscription, so we appreciate people who've joined that.
Yeah.
You will get new stickers every month that are in that series, and if you deploy or capture them, or any capture on points, everything is double during the actual Zodiac window.
Yeah.
So the first one is October 23rd through November 22nd, if I remember correctly. Each one of them is about 30 days.
Yeah.
So, Murray, thank you for thanking us. We appreciate that. You're a nice guy, no matter what they say about you down under. So, thanks. Who's the next? Darren. Oh, good old Darren. Darren. What's up, Darren? Good to see that you're on here with us. 76 CJ7, because he drives an old Jeep.
Look at you.
Yeah. He drives a Jeep as old as me. Sorry about that, Darren. What's he say?
We've seen Matt. Now we're wondering when we will see the rest of the MHQ staff in New England, including Louise.
Oh, you'll never see the rest of the staff. We don't let Scott out. So Scott drove through Franklin.
He drove through Franklin and then mistakenly called it the Munzee Mecca, and
unfortunately, he's never allowed to go to any other cities because he might consider them the Munzee Mecca as well. So I've received an invitation, I can tell you that much, to come up to New England. So I appreciate that via email. And now here's Darren asking again, including Louise. I don't know. There's just no telling what happens in the future. I know that this event just happens to be the middle of November that he's specifically talking about. If it starts getting cold, then a lot of us are allergic to cold. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I think it does start getting cold.
A little bit. Yeah. I can't tell you firsthand, though. New England's a lot of fun. Had a good time with them.
Good people.
So, yeah.
That's what matters. Yeah. If it's cooler, that's okay. If it's cold,
you live in Texas. Everywhere is pretty much cooler.
That's true. Good point. Good point. So thank you, Darren, for that. I've met you, by the way. Thanks for not acknowledging that. That's okay, though. I see how it is.
You didn't meet him in New England, though. So
no, it's true. I did not.
What's happening? Oh, look, it's Darren again.
Darren again.
Congrats
Hi, Darren.
on Pilsley Guy for hitting 6 million points and Lily Grimaldi for capping over 200,000 Munzees.
Oh, hey, that's a good shout out.
This we didn't even know until this past weekend. Lily Grimaldi is actually the #1 capper in the world.
Yeah.
She has the most caps, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's super impressive.
She travels with Ian.
They travel together a lot.
Not all the time, but yeah, they travel together. They are in D.C. today. Washington,
is that where they are today?
Yeah.
Okay. I know they stopped by Massachusetts.
They went through in Pennsylvania. They've literally been everywhere.
Yeah. She was wearing a shirt during MHQ Bash that listed all the places he was going to be this year.
Amazing.
It was awesome.
He
travels more than we do.
Pilsley Guy World Tour. Very cool.
But yes, congrats to them. That's awesome. If you didn't see the Periscope or somebody post about it, we actually gave Ian a plaque during MHQ Bash for hitting 5 million points.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he's at 6 million now, which I'm not surprised.
During this trip, he hit 6 million points while he was in St. Louis.
Well, I'm glad we gave it to him when we did.
Yeah, because like I said, he hit 6 million points. Lily Grimaldi, while talking with her at MHQ Bash, she surprised me with something that was pretty awesome. She has a tattoo, a Munzee tattoo.
She beat us to it.
I know, it's the Munzee.
I'm extremely upset.
Munzee. I am too. I was kind of like, oh man.
We've been talking about this for pretty much a year now. And Rob just isn't springing for the tattoo, and I
know.
don't know what to tell him.
It's very sad. Soon.
But it's an awesome tattoo.
Now we have to.
Yeah, now we have to.
So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate both of them making the trip over from England, and congrats to both of them on their achievements. We really appreciate them.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other questions that were down. Now, see, of course, Keith just jumped in with the last second question that just moved up. NFC is be added to the Android version 3.0. 3.0, no. But we're working on like 3.03 right now is the one that's in beta. This is something that's more planned for like 0.1 or 0.2. We've got, as everyone continues to comment, some stability and some other things that we are working on and that have priority on the list. And so as we continue to work on those things, then NFC capability comes later. And the reason for that, because every phone in the world doesn't have NFC capability. So if Apple ever releases that, then it will jump way up the priority list. Yeah. That's just the truth. So
the big thing about a hybrid app is it's the same app for both Android and iOS.
Right.
So to build it in one and then disable it for the other, when it's programmed natively for each device, it's a little bit different, a little bit easier. But to do that for a hybrid app, we don't want to do that. That kind of defeats the purpose of making a hybrid app.
Yep. So is it coming soon? We hope so.
Yeah. We haven't forgotten about it.
Yes, it's definitely out there. We know that there are people who want to do that. You are still able to capture the NFCs, and there are ways to work around and deploy, but that's not something that we're talking about on the podcast today.
Correct.
So so there you have it. But I will tell you that information is out there. Brian, I'm not necessarily going to click on your question, but I will tell you that support is always working. Not necessarily, hey, can you answer my question in less than, let's say, 6 hours? So sometimes it does take a little bit of time. My apologies, but I know that support Daniel is working on those types of things, and he loves to make things happen quickly. So
yeah.
He is busy.
He'll screenshot his response times, and is like super happy that on average they're extremely low.
It is actually very true.
He's does his best, and he needs sleep too.
Yes, that is true. And Keith, you're correct. I'm glad that you're laughing out loud with your.
Thank you for laughing and not yelling at us.
I appreciate that. It really is something that, yes, we want to do with the NFC, but it's just when. When is the question. So I'm going to leave you with one thing as we depart, because we're at just over 30 minutes, and which is good because we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Hopefully you all got a lot of information. There's one more thing that we talked about at the MHQ Bash, and we'll end with it. It's called Z Ops, or at least that's what we're calling it right now.
I think Rob has just loved the name now, so it's sticking.
Everything has to have Z in it, so except Rover, which will one day be Rover Z. So anyway, the Z Ops. Here's a very, very, very high level description of it. Z Ops are like individual plan activities, basically. So it would be a list of activities for you to complete. You get a new operation to perform daily. If you complete the one for today, then you get a new one tomorrow, that sort of thing. This is something that we're working on. I don't have a launch date for you. But it is something that is coming down the pipeline. So this is being worked on by a separate team from the 3.0 team. So again, don't forget, while we are a small team, we are using our resources to the best of our ability, and everyone has their assignments, and everyone works as hard as they can, including me and Matt.
Yep.
So we've taken a little break now to do this video cast, and I don't know about you, but I've got a list of things upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yes, always. So we appreciate emails about things. I know. I was doing the same thing. You saw messages popping up. So we appreciate you guys tuning in today. This has been episode 37.
Yeah. Or 2.01. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Restarting again the video cast, but send us a message. What you thought, anything that we could add, anything that we could take away, unless you write the name Scott, because that won't matter. Our email address is podcast@munzee.com, I believe. So check us out there, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who tuned in and asked the questions, and You're welcome, Brian. My pleasure. Brian was on the, he asked questions last night on the Caching in the Northwest video.
Well, we appreciate it.
So thanks for being part of both of them. All right. That's too funny.
Things just popping up and now we're laughing.
Very
and
interesting.
It happens.
So anyway, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
What you got? Anything else?
No, we had a little, we didn't do too bad on time.
No.
We'll be back soon. We'll post in the blog. Next time we're going to do a podcast. Imagine about this time next month.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think I'm free then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
we'll have a lot to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for stopping by. If you're watching this at home, thank you. Or afterwards, whatever.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, and y'all have a good day.
Later.
Munzee on.